Hey everyone, John Child, Cruise Addicts here. So excited to have you all in the room with us in the group chat with this live stream. And we have Michael Consoli live from Paris, France. Does it get any better than this? Cruising is back. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. Hopefully things will keep doing better. I know so much is going on in the United States here and all around the world with this Delta variant, but I'm thinking positive. We got some positive cruise vibes going. So excited to be here. Before we get started, please make sure that you make a comment below, check in with us, let us know what cruise you have going on. If you have any questions for me or Michael about anything Viking or anything cruise related, please put them in the comments below, or just let us know you're doing okay, where you're checking in from all around the world. So excited to have you here. Michael's standing by from Paris, France. Does it get any better than this? And Michael, you might have to help me with this. I know he's listening. You might have to help me with the pronunciation of the Viking god of that ship here. But please make sure you check in. Please leave a comment below. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button on YouTube with notifications on. We really appreciate it. The Cruise Addicts community is growing all around the world, all across our social media channels. So excited to have you all here today. Let's get Michael in here, and let's. He's aboard. Michael, where are you?
Hey, John. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, great. No, we are in the heart of Paris, as you can see right in front of the Eiffel Tower.
I think I lost your. I lost your audio for a second there, Michael.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, we can see that. How do you pronounce the Viking vessel you're on?
Radgrid.
Okay. And can you tell us about the itinerary you're on?
Can I tell you about what? Sorry. The itinerary. Yeah, we're on Paris in the heart of Normandy. So we're going to spend 7 days here on the Seine, going up to Normandy, up to Rouen, where we'll get off the ship and tour Normandy. So we're very excited about the itinerary.
Well, it looks like a beautiful day. It really does. I mean, does it get it? I mean, what's that saying? Does it get into Paris any day? Is it,
Oh my gosh, it's like 68 degrees. It's just great weather today. So we've walked and walked and walked already. So, really happy to be here. And I wanted to just talk a little bit about the protocol that we had so far getting on board the ship. So that was one of the things that a lot of people have asked me about getting on board and what was required. For this itinerary, a COVID test was not required for France, but we do recommend, and Viking does recommend, everybody have a COVID test in order to travel, just because they don't want you to get here and test positive and have to turn around and go home. So we do recommend that everybody has a COVID test before they travel, even though the country you travel to may not require it. And they, of course, do test when you get here. So Viking does test once you get on board the ship. So we did have a COVID test before we left the States. And when we got to France, they did ask to see our vaccination card. And we stayed in Paris for 2 days before boarding the ship. Throughout Paris, all the restaurants and shops did ask us for our vaccination status when we went in. Many had the pass sanitaire, which is the pass that the French government provides. You have to apply for by sending a copy of your vaccine paperwork and all of that stuff. But the vaccine card worked just fine. So there's been a lot of questions about whether or not people needed to have that actual pass sanitaire, and we did not. So many of the restaurants, almost everywhere we went, asked for either the COVID vaccination card or the pass sanitaire. And then when we boarded the ship, they had all the paperwork, so there really was nothing. It was very, we talk about touchless boarding. It was definitely touchless boarding. We went right to our cabin, which was ready. And the first thing we had to do was complete our first COVID test, which is a saliva test. So it was not invasive at all.
I lost you.
Yeah, are you there now?
Yeah, you just dropped out for a couple seconds there.
Okay.
It might get better when we've got a beautiful view, but the audio might get better when you go downstairs or something, or maybe inside we'll get the ship's Wi-Fi and see if that works. But this is a gazillion-dollar view here. You have the Eiffel Tower over your shoulder there. It's a beautiful day. I'm very, very jealous. Please let me know if you're jealous too in the comments below, because I'm like totally wishing I was there and we were having a face-to-face conversation. It's just beautiful.
Yeah. To be honest, I'm afraid to go down and use the Wi-Fi because it's not been that strong. I don't know if it's because they're using it right now to transmit information because it's our embarkation day. But so we're on cellular. If I go down into the ship, I might lose you altogether. So,
Okay.
but so we did the saliva test when we aborted, and that was submitted. And I guess we'll get those results later today. But then we were immediately able to, go have lunch on board the ship. So there was no, it did not impede our boarding process or the enjoyment of our trip at all. So far, it's been very, very simple. So.
Well, we've got a first question here. If you'd like to get into the questions.
Sure.
Susan King, hi Susan from YouTube. She goes, enjoy, Michael. And what capacity do you think the cruise is at, Michael?
Yeah, I'd say it's about half capacity. I asked the captain and he told me there were about 95 guests on board. So I think it's exactly 50%. He said it may be a little bit less than that, but 95 was what I was told.
Okay, excellent. Thanks, Susan, for asking that question. And Rosanna says, is the ship actually finally a go?
Is the ship actually what? Sorry, John.
She says, is it finally going? Is it ready to go?
Oh yeah, so we're actually gonna stay here tonight and then leave in the morning. But yes, we're definitely sailing. The itinerary has been traveling for about 4 weeks now. So yeah, it's very exciting to be back on board a river cruise ship and to see the staff be so excited about seeing us and welcoming us on board. So far we had lunch on board, and many people have already emailed me since we've been on board and asked about how they were serving lunch today, and it was really nicely done. Obviously, none of it was self-serve; it was all from a menu. But we ordered a salad, and we're able to select everything that we wanted on it, and it was really nicely done. And they're definitely taking extreme steps to make sure everybody feels comfortable and safe.
Great. And Debbie Thompson says, cannot wait. She's coming from Facebook.
Hi, Debbie. I hope you're having a great day.
And Susan King says, thank you. We are thinking of doing a Christmas cruise, which I love, and most are sold out. Does that mean that they are sold out at 50% capacity, Michael?
Yeah, so I mean, the capacity kind of varies by ship and itinerary, but yes, they're very well sold, I know, for the holidays. And they may add another ship. It just depends on demand. The one thing that Viking has that's really, really interesting is with the number of similar ships that they have, 67 odd, some, long ships, they're able to hold back ships and say, hey, we're going to move a ship here and do another itinerary. So it's quite possible if the demand is there, they may add a ship. But I know that the holiday market sailings are already very, very well sold for both 21 and 2022.
Excellent. And we've got so many comments. Please continue with your comments below. Give us a thumbs up wherever you're watching. Give us a like. Share this video. We really appreciate it. Everything little helps. It lets me and Michael do more of these videos. And you know what, Michael, we might get famous. We just might come down. We're like, no autographs, please. So let's see. We've got a Facebook user. Make sure that you give StreamYard permission to see your beautiful face and your name behind the group. But we've got Belgium checking in, Michael.
All right, that's nice.
And Noel says, hi, I cannot wait to cruise again with Viking. Wow.
Yep, so far it's everything we remembered. And John, while we're standing in Paris, I just want to talk a little bit about the announcement that was made yesterday that the EU has made recommendations to the other countries in the EU to, restrict U.S. travel. We've been watching the news here in Paris and the EU, and they've been saying that the guests that would be denied by this recommendation to the other countries are unvaccinated guests. So I've been getting a lot of questions. It's going to ban U.S. citizens traveling to, various countries, and the answer to the question is, it is possible, but highly unlikely. These countries will all be able to decide on their own whether or not they're going to accept U.S. guests, and the recommendation was based on unvaccinated U.S. guests. So that is what we're hearing here. So I don't anticipate that it will impede those guests that are already registered for cruises this year, because Viking has not been allowing guests who are not vaccinated to book. So, I think that those people that are booked for the rest of the year are very likely to travel. And if that changes, we're going to share that information here, and Viking will share that information immediately. So, but as of today, we don't anticipate that it would happen on a massive scale. And also, if it was implemented, there would be a time frame in which it was implemented. So we'll certainly be able to share that information here.
So just to reiterate, you're saying that it's pretty much coming down to that people need to be vaccinated, and that everything else should be fine for now.
Yeah, that's what, just was reported on the news this morning on BBC World News, was that they were specifically, recommending the restriction of unvaccinated guests from 27 different countries, and the United States was one of them. So whether or not that actually happens will depend on each individual country, whether or not that's implemented, and how far they go to implement it. If it will just be unvaccinated guests, or if it will also be vaccinated guests. It's time will tell. I will tell you that I can never remember a time of being in France where I saw so many Americans. Every restaurant we've been to, every shop, we've just seen people from different parts of the United States and chatted with them. And so, people are here, Americans are traveling, and those people that are excited to travel are out there doing it now.
That's great news, and thank you for that update. I'm glad you did a deep dive on that, because I know people in the Viking group were really concerned. I saw it early this morning and said, oh gosh, what's going to happen now? Because we sure don't want to hold back cruising. I think people want to live their lives, and of course do it as safe as possible, because unfortunately this is taking a toll on people.
Yeah, and I think that the rules that these governments are implementing they're implementing to not only protect their own citizens, which should be their priority, but also to protect the people that are coming to visit as well. And I think that's really important. They want tourism to continue. Not having that tourism has affected their economy, and they're ready to get back to that. So I think there's a balance there that these countries will strike, and hopefully it will not impede travel as we've begun to see it open up in the past few months.
Great. I'm glad to see things moving forward. And like you said, it seems like an adjustment, even with the CDC, the recent news where most people were vaccinated, but it seems like even with the EU that it's going to come to 100% vaccination necessary to travel. And you're going to have documentation and pre and post testing, and just being as safe as possible for everyone involved.
Yeah, and I think, we get a lot of calls about that CDC thing and the advice about cruising and all of that. And the truth is that the individual has to be, comfortable with the decision that they make. So, and that's true with or without the CDC's recommendation. It's definitely not a ban. It's a recommendation, but it's definitely something that is a personal decision, and the guest really needs to, try to figure out what they're going to be most comfortable with. I have to tell you, having this be our third cruise in the past probably 8 weeks, this is every single one has been very comfortable and made us feel very safe. So, but people have to be comfortable with the protocols that they're going to live with on board the ship while they travel.
So I've got to ask you, is that something different over your shoulder? I've never seen that on a Viking ship, long ship before. Something.
What's that?
On the ground there.
Yeah, it's a design. I think that these ships are new, so all the ships that are able to dock in Paris are new, because for a while they were having to dock in Le Pec, which is about 45 minutes away, because the ships were too large. The city of Paris said that the ships were not allowed to come in unless they were a specific size. So the Viking made ships that were the specific size so they could dock right here underneath the Eiffel Tower. So.
What a beautiful day, Michael. I really appreciate you doing this for us. It's a real privilege and treat for me. I want to run outside, but I'm not going to see the Eiffel Tower here in Florida.
Yeah. Well,
so
yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say, I hope this week we get to do a series of these and maybe tour some cabins, or we can record some videos to tour some cabins that you can put together for people. But I definitely would like to do a couple of different lives this week so that people can see what's going on. And I will record some videos at like lunch and, breakfast and things like that I can share on the Facebook page as well.
Well, great. Well, we've got a large amount of people watching right now. So it's I know people enjoy it other than myself. So let's get back to the questions here. Let's see. No else. So one Facebook user said they've rebooked on the Viking Rhine for May 2022. They cannot wait.
Yeah, well, that's very exciting. May is one of my favorite months to travel on the Rhine, so you're going to love it.
And Barb Benham, hi Barb, thanks for joining us again on Facebook. She says, hi John and Mike, she's so jealous.
Oh, well, thanks for being here.
And Rosanna loves my shirt. Thank you very much. Thank you. And so let's keep going here. Good. And Maggie Hansen says, hello. What a beautiful picture you got there. I'm not sure what bridge that is, but that's beautiful.
Yeah, I'm not sure what bridge it is either.
And then we have a Facebook user. They're scheduled on the Rhine B and A. They must be coming from the group, Michael, in late October. Fingers crossed it's a go. We're thinking for you. We're hoping for you as well. And it looks like there's a train behind you there. That's cool.
They're doing Basel to Amsterdam, so very exciting. Make sure you have the opportunity to go to Lucerne and visit Lucerne. I highly recommend it if you have the time to do that before you go.
And we've got someone from Periscope. I think this is our first Periscope comment. We got a thumbs up. Let's see if we can see here. Thumbs up back to you. Appreciate you. And we've got another one from the Viking Cruises group going on the, I'm guessing, the Grand European in 2 weeks. Anxious but nervous for Minnesota. Michael, what do you think about that? Any advice for them, or kind of make them relax a little bit about that? I think it's a go.
Oh yeah, I mean, I have guests that are on the Grand European right now, and they told me that they are just having the best time. And not as many restrictions, I guess, in Germany for mask wearing and things like that, but enough that they're comfortable. And
still, yeah, I think I got your audio back.
Yeah, I'm back.
And someone says, Elaine Harvey from Facebook says, I assume this is a river cruise. So do you want to tell us about this cruise again? So maybe the people didn't catch you at the beginning. We may have lost you there, Michael. Well, Michael's aboard a Viking River cruise. He's in Paris, France, and we may have lost him here for a minute. Oh, he's back. Hey, Michael, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So Elaine Harvey's checking in. She goes, I assume this is a Viking or a river cruise. And can you tell everybody again what a long ship you're on and what your itinerary is in case anyone missed it?
Yes, so it's the Viking Radgrid. It's a modified longship specifically designed for the this particular itinerary.
Looks like we might have lost you again.
I think I'm here.
There you are. And we have another person from the Viking Cruise group saying, hi, Michael and John. Please give a StreamYard permission in the announcement of this video. You just have to click this one link and it'll give us permission. We can see your smiling face and your name. So you're no longer anonymous to us. We got another waiting to see if we'll be able to travel from Amsterdam to Basel on September 14th. That's not far away at all.
Nope, and I think that's going to be a go for sure.
Yep. We have Azim saying hello. Hello back to you. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
He said, have a great day. We hope you have a great day also wherever you are. And then we also have Rosanna. She says, thank you so much. I got a lot of great information from you.
Great. Well, we're glad you're here to watch. We really enjoy doing this, so keep your questions coming.
And a reminder, if you ever want to contact Michael, he's available all the time when he's not cruising, but he's even available when he's cruising. You can email him at michael@planmycruise.com or visit him at planmycruise.com. His phone number is 1-800-913-7245. Feel free to reach out to him. If you have any questions, please ask below. We'd love to sit there and see your comment, questions, or concerns about anything. We'd love to hear from you. And we've got some more things here. Oh, Lou Mello's here. Lou, thanks. Michael, we were talking before this. We're hoping Lou would make it.
Yep, that's correct. It's nice to see you, Lou.
Yeah, so good to see you, Lou. We really appreciate all your support watching our live streams and commenting. If you have any questions for Michael or me, please don't hesitate. Let's see. And so, yeah, we're caught up on all the comments, Michael. Is there anything you can share about this itinerary, or maybe we could walk around a little bit or something? Maybe we can see something. I don't know.
Yeah,
if it'll work or not.
I'm afraid to walk around because I'm afraid I'm going to lose you, but we'll try.
Just don't fall off, okay? Remember what happened last time.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we lost you.
No, I'm here.
Okay,
Let's see.
back. There you go.
Okay, yeah. See, I was afraid that I would lose you, but so I'm probably not gonna walk around because I don't want to lose it, but I do want to just say a couple more things before we're done, unless there's some more questions, John. We will be showing and posting about the protocols on board so that people can better understand how COVID is affecting travel specifically on a Viking River cruise. And so you'll see those pictures and videos from me as the week progresses. But more than that, John, I wanted to just say one quick thing, and that's more about you. And I don't know how many people know about John being a police officer and recently retiring. And I wanted to congratulate you, John, on your retirement, and thank you for the service that you've given and the sacrifice that your family has made for you to play that role, to be in that role. So thank you for that, and congratulations.
Oh, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. That was a really nice surprise.
So, and let's see if we can schedule another one of these lives so that we can take a look at the ship, or I can send you a video that we can narrate together something.
Yeah, that'd be great. I mean, it's so great to finally be on a Viking vessel after all this time. We love the river cruises. Our family just loves them. So it's so excited to see the wheelhouse behind you there. It's super exciting.
Yeah, you can see all around behind me on board the ship, the rest of the upper sun deck. And then, as we had the view before of the other parts of the ship, here you can look down into the lobby.
Yeah, maybe you can. Can you go down to like the bow of the vessel on the aquavit there in the terrace?
Yeah,
that might still
be. My problem is I can't turn. For some reason, I can't turn the camera around so that you can see. So, but I'll try.
Yeah. No problem. If you have any more questions for Michael, please don't hesitate to ask. We're about 25 minutes into our live stream, and thank you all for sticking with us. Thank you all for those likes. If you haven't given us a like, comment, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel or Facebook, follow, please do. We really appreciate this. Look at that. We're finally on board. It's working good, Michael. Maybe I spoke too soon. That's usually what I do. The audio's coming back, so that's a good sign. I hear the piano player.
Yeah, so here we're on the aquavit terrace.
Oh, there it goes.
So, and this is where they serve lunch today. But
it's one of my favorite places on board.
Yeah, mine too. And then we just go out here and see.
Wow, just right there. Look at that shot, Michael. Is it getting any better than that?
I don't think so. So
Well,
anyway, any other questions we have, John?
well, we have more comments that come in. Thank you all for making the comments. Let's see. Lou said, "Hi guys, any feedback on your contacts in EU or Greece? My cruise is in 8 days." I think Lou joined us a little bit later. If you want to reiterate that, what you talked about earlier about the potential limitations of the EU. Um,
Yeah, so we have gotten a lot of questions about the changes that the EU may implement for U.S. citizens, and the information that we've been provided is that it's specifically regarding unvaccinated guests, not vaccinated citizens. So, and the decision is going to be left up to the individual countries, not necessarily the whole EU. Each individual country will be able to set their own parameters. It is a recommendation from the EU, so it's not a travel ban or a mandate. So each country is going to be able to decide for themselves. But from what we're hearing, it's going to be specific to unvaccinated U.S. citizens. And hopefully that's the case.
Yep. So we got more comments coming here. Let's see. We've got a Viking Cruises group member. They said we leave on the 17th. I hope it's still a go.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be. So hopefully you will have a wonderful time.
And Lou said, congrats to me. Thank you so much, Lou. Really appreciate that. And then Rosanna says, yes. So we have, Lou said he's done 2 Viking River cruises, the Grand European, Russia, fantastic. And it brings back great memories.
Oh, great. Yeah, I'm glad that it brings you back great memories. It's really exciting to be on board.
And here's a question for you, Michael. It says, this is someone from the Viking Cruises group. I see that France is on the do not travel list. Is that a concern for fully vaxxed cruisers?
So I'm not sure if she's referring to the State Department level 4 for France, but 80% of the world has been on a level 4 since April of this year. And it is not a travel ban. It is a travel advisory. So as I said earlier, I think that guests need to make the decision based on their own personal, situation and health, and be able to assess the risk for themselves and make an educated decision about traveling. So, you have to be comfortable with what you're doing. And, but that advisory has been in effect really since April. So
Michael, I just have to say, I think you have to get like a coffee, because it looks like you're at a cafe.
Yeah.
It's like you have to be drinking something, and just because this is the $1 million shot here,
Yeah,
it was a little,
for sure.
It was the way you had it. There you go. I can see it now. But
Okay.
yeah, it totally looks like you were at this cafe. If I didn't know where you were, it's like you were on this beautiful cafe in Paris, and you just happen to be in the heart of Paris aboard a Viking longship.
Well, anybody who has been on a Viking longship knows that I wouldn't have to go more than 10 feet to find a fantastic coffee, because they have these fantastic coffee machines on board that make all kinds of coffees and hot chocolate. So we will definitely be taking advantage of that this week.
And it just goes to show you, I've actually said it in things I've written, and when I've told people about Viking River Cruises, I said it really is like a boutique hotel that takes you all around Europe, and you just literally steps away from the city center, or in the city center, where you can just explore everything. There's no big, it just makes traveling so easy.
Yes, exactly.
So we have more questions. And Lou says thank you. And Lou said, check what Lou said. Rosanna says, okay, so last question, I promise. I think I missed it. So are you the only able to board if you are fully vaccinated, or are the countries that you go to let you board?
No, right? you can only board if you're fully vaccinated.
Okay. Got it.
And
all right.
Yeah.
I think we got it. Let's see. Looking through here. Lou says the best practice now is to test before you travel, carry your vaccine cards, and test before flying back home. That sounds about right.
Yeah, I didn't hear the question, John. What did you say?
Lou was just talking about so what he considers the best practices, basically to carry your vaccine card, test before you initially travel and leave home, and then test again before you fly back home.
Yeah, so the U.S. does require that you test before you fly back home, and Viking is providing that test for us. For people that are on extensions, and I mentioned this the other night, guests that are traveling on a Viking-sponsored extension, they'll also have that test information prepared for you to return back to the U.S. And if you're returning, and extending in Europe on your own, you would have to obtain that test within 72 hours of departure. On your own to get the test back to the U.S. But I will mention, as I did the other night, that the Abbott tests that are the at-home tests that are a monitored, doctor-monitored test that you can self-administer, which you do over a Zoom call with a doctor, is also something that the U.S. will accept as a valid test for re-entry into the U.S. So if you're planning on extending on your own, you can always purchase one of those tests before you leave and take that test, doctor monitored test, before you return back to the States, and the U.S. will accept that for entry.
Okay, just to clarify that, if I go to my local store and buy also a regular home test, undoctor monitored, is that okay? Or does it have to be doctor monitored?
It has to be doctor monitored, and there's only certain tests that are authorized to be used to come back into the United States. And I happen to know that Binex, the Abbott Binex test, which is doctor monitored, is one of those tests that is. But you just want to make sure that the test that you do purchase is valid for re-entry into the United States. So I really want to make sure that they check whatever test they use. If it's a self-administered, doctor-monitored test, that they have verified that the U.S. will accept it. Otherwise, we've seen COVID testing places all over Paris, and I'm sure that they're all over the rest of Europe as well.
Okay. Lou said Celebrity Apex is providing a test before boarding and also on board prior to debarkation.
That's correct. Most of the cruise lines and any of the resorts in the Caribbean, they're all providing tests for people to return back to the U.S. That is not uncommon. The biggest challenge is going to be for those guests that are not staying with the cruise line after the cruise, or are going off on their own after the trip, would be getting that test to come home. So,
okay. Well, I think we're all caught up on our questions. We're about 34 minutes into this. I don't want to say goodbye, Michael. I really do feel like I'm in Paris with you. I feel like we're just sitting down at a cafe, and we're gonna have a nice sip of coffee. But until we meet again, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it. And
yeah, someday this week maybe we will have a coffee. So we'll see.
Okay. Well, I look forward to scheduling with you for any future things. And I want to thank you all for joining us. Wherever you are, have a great day.
Thank you, John.
Michael,
have a great day, guys. Thanks for being here. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.